Hello, this is Amelia. I hope that you are well and yes, realizing how beautiful you are and enjoying your day or night. And I am going to show all of my journals, which includes also like journals as in writing journals, but also art journals and books and sketchbooks. So this is really going to be a full gorgeous video. So just relax and dive in with me. I'm also not going to show my unused journals, so that'll be a separate video, and also I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as I can, while also explaining a little bit about how I journal, how I got into it, and also just little bits about like my process and getting rid of journals and things like that. Those can all be more videos that I can make. I love journal videos. I consume them a crazy amount. So yeah, I can make other videos flipping through these, but this is just gonna be like a really quick showing of all of them, and just talking about journaling. So yes, so I'm gonna start. I have my tea with me. I'm gonna start with the first ones that I did, which requires a little bit of explanation, but I'm just gonna go in order from there. So move these out of the way. So yeah, I started, first of all, when I was a kid, I had like a few little like diary moments, but I never really journaled about my life or anything. I just kind of drew pictures and stuff. And then when I got into high school, I wanted to do more like planning and tracking type things, like bullet journaling, but that didn't really work for me. So I decided what I really wanted to do was write and develop my writing. So the first real journal that I had was when I was 16, and yeah, after that I realized I wanted to. I didn't know how long I was gonna go on with this, but I knew that I wanted to fill a journal each year, starting around my birthday and ending around my birthday. So really just documenting each year of my life with a lot of writing and poetry. And I never, I say document my life, but I never wrote entries just about my day. I never like said what I was doing or what I was eating or really straight up like exactly how I was feeling. It was just more so like just creatively writing about the things that were happening, and so you do get a showing of everything that I was going through and thinking about, but it's just not as like straightforward as like I don't know, that kind of journal entry, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I did one when I was 16, and I actually since then have taken all the pages out of that, and I'm going to rebind it. And then I did one when I was 17, and that one I have also gotten rid of. I didn't keep any cover from that or anything, because those two journals I decided to rewrite and condense and then put into this journal. And that's a whole nother like video about why someone would choose to like downsize or get rid of their journals, why you would rewrite things. And I just knew that that was something that I wanted to do. And it's much better for me because I actually like looking back and reading the stuff that I have written. It's much better looking back on this now, reading it in a way that's like actually enjoyable, and you know, I was able to do like a lot of justice to some of the things I was thinking about, but also just like take out the stuff that I really did not like to look at. But you also have to keep in mind that that's kind of just how life is, and you know, you're growing and learning, and journals are messy, and yeah, I decided that would be good to put 16 and 17 in here and just like rewrite a lot of it, and I came to a lot of really cool parts in this, just marrying where I am now with what this was, and keeping the original, you know, feeling and message even when I no longer feel like that, and just, yeah, just keeping a lot of things in mind while I did this. And then the back half of this is still blank. So I'm thinking about writing memories of like my early childhood and everything up until this point in here. So that's that. And then when I was 18, I was writing in here. And this was like 2020 moment. So pretty much the way I'd been writing was just, like I said, not doing journal entries, basically just doing poems about what I was thinking about or whatever. And yeah, I just kept this up, and then this year I was traveling a lot, and I actually didn't write a lot. I rarely wrote when I was traveling, and I actually had to go back and rewrite a lot of those stories, and so I ended up writing in these too afterwards. And I didn't, like, I loved writing in these, and it needed to kind of be funneled into here, but I also don't like the way that this is. I don't like reading these. They're a bit jumbled around, and I just know that if I take everything from here and kind of rewrite it again, I'll get closer to what I really wanted this to be. And also a lot of these things are just in the same time period as this already, so I just had the opportunity to kind of retell this story and put it together a lot more coherently and a lot more just a lot nicer and better. So what I'm doing is, and this is a long and beautiful task of rewriting what's in here into the back half of this. And so everything that was the back half of this is also rewritten and condensed. So all of these are rewritten and condensed to the back half, which I think is going to be utterly gorgeous, and such a beautiful thing to read and look at, and it will just tell these stories and this part of my life in such a clearer and more developed way. But also, like I said, you know, this is kind of how life is, and sometimes you know, there's beauty to this. But again, sometimes you just know when there's another outcome, there's another life to what you've written. So yeah, so I had these two journals. So I was writing in these when I was 19. This one was like this one, I think, but I took it apart. I love these. I love writing in them, but like I said, it's just pretty. It needs to be rewritten, and I'm very excited to kind of pick out my favorite things in here and just really develop on them and you know bring justice to them. So, but once I'm done with that, I'm getting rid of those two, and everything will be in the back of this. So just to show you the difference, this is what the back is currently looking like. And yes, I'm writing super small. I'm using like calligraphy pen and ink. This is the original writing size. And what I'm doing is taking drawings that I had from class. I had like big pieces of paper that had some drawings on it, and I'm cutting them up and just gluing over what was in here. So you get some nice like texture, and I also have some cyanotype paper. So yeah, I'm just rewriting everything in here, and it's gonna be delish. So yeah, that's that. And then the next one that I wrote in, I wrote a lot when I was 19, because I had all this stuff that I wanted to write, and also just everything that was happening at that time currently. And then when I was done with that, I was still writing, so I went into this one, which has a matching one that I haven't used yet, so I'm really excited about that life that it will live. But in the beginning of this, I keep track of books that I've read and books I want to read. But after that, it's just writing and writing and writing and writing. I have this bookmark in here that is actual ivory. That was a family thing that my grandpa got a long time ago. Obviously, I don't support that, but I do support giving it a happy, healthy home, that it is loved, and I love it in here. So just like reading this and holding this is a moment. And yeah, I started to kind of journal a lot differently. Obviously, there's no more poems. It's pretty much a lot of like paragraphs. There's a lot more drawings in here. I'm trying to find a good example. Let me see here. There's a lot more drawings in here, and it's just a lot more free. And yeah, and this one, like you can see the size of it. I loved writing in this one. The paper is amazing. The size of it is amazing. Just the holding is great. So yeah, I don't know what this brand is, but yes. And then I was still writing. So my good friend gave me this. I found it on eBay, and they were like, let me buy that for you. And you guys will definitely see a flip through of this. I love this journal. Not only the fact that it's Hello Kitty, but also everything that I wrote about in it, and how I decorated it too. I added all these, first of all, every page has Hello Kitty sitting. There's like pink and blue, so the pink is Hello Kitty sitting, and then Joey also sitting, and they're drinking tea. And then on the blue ones, Joey's bringing tea, and Hello Kitty's just like holding a bear. And there's also like stuff at the top too. So I don't know, it was just great. The Hello Kitty lock, everything. And then I made like little tip-ins with Hello Kitty scenes on them. So everything in here is so cute and amazing. This was also like a crazy time in my life. So yeah, you'll get a flip through of this, but yeah. Again, this was not really like short poetry by any means. It was a lot of like paragraphs of prose, but also just like total randomness in here. Yeah. And it starts like documenting my life a lot more closely than what I would in the beginning. And then, let's see, oh, I'm like, the next writing journal, which I didn't even put into frame when I started, but was this one. So yeah, so when I was 20, I wanted to just write in this one, and so this is going to be all of my year of 20 years old, but I couldn't wait to start this, so I started it while I was 19 because I was still writing in this, but I didn't want to finish it. And also, well, I did want to finish it, but I wanted to write in here and also in here, because what I was trying to say in here was not what this was. So yeah, so I started working on them simultaneously, and now I feel like this one's pretty much done, and this one is my current journal. So also, yeah, look on eBay for just like old journals like this. It's great. There was no writing in it. It just had a little bit of water damage, but that's doesn't even matter. Love that. So this is my current journal, which is a pink moleskin, and I did have a black moleskin. I made like a shadow book years ago, and I don't have it anymore, but other than that, I haven't written in one of these, and I really like it. But I'm doing a lot of things differently in this that I love. First of all, it's the first time I've indexed what I'm doing. I didn't number the pages, but I do have the tabs. Like this is the white tab. There's a lot of like different trash, but this is the tab. So that's something really cool. And then I incorporated collage. So that just made my journaling experience really, really good. And a lot of people talk about intuitive collage and how like if you lay a piece down on a page, just like serendipitously, it will talk about that. And I have experienced that before. I have these stickers in here, but there's just so much goodness. I don't want to like spoil too much because you will get a flip through, but also this has been great to work in. I'm currently on this vase page, which I've been waiting, still have to do that, but I've been waiting to get to this to see like what it's gonna be, and now I'm like, whoa. But yeah, I love working in here. This will definitely be this year, and I love having just one for a year and nothing more, even though 19 was whatever. So yes, that's that. So now I'm going to show you my journals that are more of other things. So yeah, big juicy long video. This journal I consider my meditation journal. It's like my bluebird journal, but I just write down information about like different religions and ways of thinking and different deities, different, like I have the chakras in here, just different information about stuff. But this has also become like an altar or a space on each page. So like a weirdly printed off photo of Tom Petty and a butterfly, and also Heath Ledger, because I love Heath Ledger. But yeah, so there's so much blankness in here. Obviously this is gonna be a lifetime project for me, but just filling this out, and what I want to do is paint things on a lot of these pages. So like I want to do a lot of landscapes. But yeah, this is just some like spiritual information in here, and I love this. This is from Anthropology, I think. Yeah, and yeah. So just a lot of spiritual information and different info about stuff. is what that is. And then I'll just show you this. This is my art journal. Again, this is a lifetime project for me. I literally am interested in just having this as my art journal forever, like swear. If it can last me that long, I would so totally love to do that. And just pump all of my energy into here. I've barely done anything in here. This is one page that I could say is done, but there's just so much to do in here. Just so endless amount of things to do in here. I have a video of an art journal that I did when I was younger. It's definitely different than this. I handmade that one, and yeah, you can check that out. But this one is just like a book, and I leave it open like this because it's so full it can't even close, but that's cool. And I just collect everything in here. This is kind of like a space where I always want to say liminal space, but this is a space where like things go before they go somewhere else. So there's a lot of scraps and things that I'll just reach in here and grab if I want to do something else with it. I collect so many things in here. If I'm looking for something, it's probably in here. I have a lot of lists, a lot of trash, but also this book serves not only as like an actual art journal, so every page I'm just like doing art on, but also I save my art in here. So this is, I just print off my art and then put it in here. So you have a way of, or I have a way of looking at my artwork. And then the actual piece can have whatever life it's gonna have. But everything is in here. And that's just so nice. I love it. I have other people's artwork in here. That's Julian Hoodgoodmark. But yeah, this is my art journal that will last me forever, apparently. Apparently I also want to show, there's just it's craziness in here. This page, I just love this pretzel thing. So I don't know why it is, I love that. Okay. So that's that, and then these guys. So this is my sketchbook, which I am not normally one to keep a sketchbook, but I know that I should and could and will do it. So those are my thoughts on that. But this needs to be fed. A lot of the things that I do need to be fed. But yeah, there's some pretty mark making in here, but I don't have a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, but this is my first time like actually keeping a sketchbook. Bonk. That's that. That's just a mixed media Canson classic. And then my sketchbook for school is this. It came in a pack of 2 off of Amazon. I love this book. I have since then like destroyed it with water, but also I love this book. It's so big, it would take me literally like all of my schooling, or like a significant chunk of my schooling to fill it up. So that's why I love it. And I actually meant to order the larger version, but I'm so glad that I didn't. But this is just everything that I have done in school. And I still am debating whether or not I want to keep this for myself or give it to somebody. Because I feel like if I gave it to somebody, it would be really cool. But yeah, I'm just doing in here. I love the paper quality. I just love it. So yeah. And then I have this one. It's a little dusty. This is a really cool journal. It's a Ranger journal. I love the way it's put together. I love that. And all of the pages are black, and they're really nice pages. So I consider this my collage journal, because it's collage. I just had a poop ton of material at one point, and I just put it on here, and I love it. I need to get more collage stuff so that I can finish up the back half, but that's a cool thing to look forward to. And I did some, it's very interactive. There's like different things in here, which obviously this can be another video, but I also did some just paintings in here. And yeah, there's still a good chunk of paper in here. So this is my collage journal. I really love these journals. It's super cool to have black pages, and I love the way it's bound. And then the last thing that I have to show are my handmade books. And these kind of have a life together. I have wax. You can see all my wax on my floor. These have a life together. They love to live. So, I've always loved making books, and I've always wanted to explore specifically what I've explored with these two. And luckily I was able to go about that this year at school. So yeah, now I have these two lovely books, and this is one that I will be working on for a very, very long time. I do believe it might hit a finishing point, but it will take a while. But this one, I feel like, again, it will take a long time, but I don't know, maybe that was a weird statement. Maybe they both will just take a super long time, and I will have them forever. But I was gonna say that because, I don't know. I think I'll make different versions of this. But this one will just be this. I don't know, that's how I was gonna say that. These will be different videos, of course. But the concept of these books is, first of all, this one is a plant journal. So it's a wildlife journal and a nature journal, but not really wildlife. It's a nature journal. And it's specifically plants. And I have not done a lot of stuff in here. You can tell I pretty much just put it together, and it has an index that goes to colors. And I've done my house plants, and I've done a few different plants, but it's just a plant journal. I'm gonna do some slow stitching on this, and it's just gonna be, it's gonna be developed over years and years. But I wanted a place where I could document the changes in nature over the course of a year, and document all the different plants that I find, and also just what I learned from growing plants and having a garden and just exploring nature. And I'm someone who's very interested in teaching children and homeschooling children, and so I wanted not only to explore this for myself, but also to build a good relationship with it, so that if I was teaching kids, they could make one like this, and we could all just go out into nature and journal about what we see and draw pictures and learn and be curious. So yes, but my idea was that I wanted a lot of different books showing, and originally I wanted a book that was showing a lot of plants and nature, but also animals and just like different things about life, like decomposition and like mold and just random stuff. But that's too much to put into one book. So I'm realizing I have one book that I haven't started yet, which is animals, and then another book, which is plants, and then this book, which is just a lot of school stuff and stuff that you would learn like pre-K to 6th grade. Obviously, this is not like gonna give you the whole education, but it does show things in a very beautiful way, and shows a lot of my favorite things that I learned. And it's an interactive book, so there's like and of course there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's random stuff all over the place, but there's this page that has like layers of the ocean, and I have made all of these animals that you can practice like putting them in the layers of the ocean, but also really it's just a game and you can like play with all the fish. And really what I did was just make this an interactive book that has like all the things in it that I would have loved as a kid. It's just juiciness. But the project, because this was a part of my class, the project was to do something with cyanotype, which is this kind of sun printing with this blue paint. And so yeah, I decided to make a book, and so it's mostly cyanotype. It's really beautiful. But yeah, it is just like a learning book, and I'm trying to find. I put a lot of things in here that I would have liked as a kid. I loved pretending to playing with little creatures and families inside of blueprints, and I love blueprints in general. But then there's just like kind of more viewing or like sensory things. This is guitar chords. So there's just everything in here. It is truly a learning book for things like pre-K to 6th grade, and it's very interactive. Like I said, it's dealing a lot with like senses, and this says don't stop at what you can see and touch. So yes, lots to do in here. This is going to be an utterly gorgeous book. The other books that I'm making, like this one's meant to go outside, obviously, but this one is more of like an inside book. So yeah, and then whenever I do these things, I'm someone who collects things for these types of purposes and just like waits for the right time to use them. And I've been collecting this ribbon, which was really important to me. And all of these, I made this and I was like, what do I do with this? And I never knew. And I just love the feeling of, I have to show you this page, but I just love the feeling of things coming together and finding the home that they were meant to. This is a classic car situation, and you can obviously take these off, but these are the cars. They're just big safety pins with beads on them for people. And yeah, they can just go around and like exist in this fabric, and I love it. I love that the car doesn't exactly look like a car, and I just love this. So I wanted to make a bunch of things that you could play with, but also just a lot of learning. Yeah, so yeah, this is this. And I still put my artwork in here. Obviously this is all my artwork, so that my art has a real home. But the other things that I have that I'm not showing is I have my portfolios that are homes for my artwork. but I also have a scrapbook that I'm working on a lot, and I think that's it. So these are all of my journals and handmade books, and I think that was pretty good. I hope that you enjoyed. Please let me know if you want to see different kinds of videos, if you have any other questions. Of course, I'm gonna do flip throughs of these. I also might do videos of me working on this one because it's gonna be a long time before this is finished. So I might do videos of me working on stuff, but I do have a lot of journals that are ready to be flipped through and shown, and that'll be really fun. So yeah, journaling. I love journaling. I would love to talk about it more. It has helped me through so much, and it's so beautiful. So yes, that's my stuff. I hope you enjoy your day. I'm gonna work on a painting and drink this tea and probably journal more and maybe paint my nails. So yeah, bye-bye.